High-ranking military officials now admit 3I Atlas may not be what it seems, but something far more terrifying.
Imagine looking up at the night sky, expecting peace, stars, and wonder, only to learn that one of those faint moving dots could be the very thing that changes human history forever. NASA's latest revelation has sent shockwaves not only through the scientific community, but across the entire globe. A mysterious interstellar object, designated 3I/Atlas, has suddenly changed its trajectory in a way no one could have predicted. At first, it was thought to be another harmless visitor from beyond our solar system, like ʻOumuamua or Borisov, a wanderer from the galaxy, drifting in, drifting out, something to study, admire, then forget. But this time is different. The new data confirms something that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie, but is frighteningly real. 3I/Atlas is no longer passing by. Its course has shifted, and that course may now be headed directly toward Earth. The shock of the shift. Normally, interstellar objects move on predictable hyperbolic paths. They enter our solar system, swing around the Sun or Jupiter, and head back into deep space, barely touched by planetary gravity. But 3I/Atlas has defied the rulebook. Instead of gliding past, it's suddenly tilted toward us. Astronomers worldwide are stunned. Was it Jupiter's immense gravity? Was it solar radiation? Or did something stranger happen? Could hidden jets of gas have blasted out of its surface like tiny rocket thrusters? Or is this an unknown process we've never seen before? Whatever the cause, the result is chilling. A cosmic bullet, several kilometers wide, may now be locked onto Earth. Why this is so dangerous? Let's be clear, even small asteroids are dangerous. A 10-kilometer rock slammed into Earth 66 million years ago and wiped out the dinosaurs. That impact reshaped the planet. Now imagine something equal to or larger than that, moving at double the speed of a normal asteroid. The energy release wouldn't just be destructive, it would be apocalyptic. Shock waves, firestorms, global tsunamis, earthquakes, and dust clouds blotting out the sun, entire ecosystems would collapse. Civilization, as we know it, might not survive. And here's the worst part. Because 3I/Atlas is from interstellar space, we didn't see it coming until it was already close. Unlike near-Earth asteroids we've been mapping for decades, this one gave us almost no warning. And its sudden trajectory change has slashed our preparation time to nearly nothing. The global scramble. Right now, observatories around the world are locked on target. Supercomputers are running non-stop simulations to calculate where it might hit and when. Each new dataset is terrifyingly consistent. The chances of impact are real. The margin of error is shrinking, and the scenarios are grim. Governments are holding emergency sessions. NASA, ESA, and other agencies are dusting off plans that were once dismissed as science fiction. Kinetic impactors, nuclear deflection missions, even experimental propulsion systems that exist only on paper. Suddenly, these ideas aren't theory, they're survival strategies. But here's the brutal truth. Intercepting something moving this fast from this far is almost beyond our current technology. It's like trying to hit a bullet with another bullet, while both are traveling at unimaginable speeds. And we don't have decades to prepare. We may only have years, or less. The human reaction. News is spread like wildfire. Social media is ablaze. Some people panic. Some deny. Some cling to conspiracy theories. Others turn to prayer. For many, this is the first time they've really felt the fragility of our existence. For centuries, the night sky has been a source of hope, inspiration, and curiosity. Now, that same sky feels threatening. That tiny glowing that isn't just beautiful, it's terrifying. Families are gathering to look at it, knowing that it might represent the end of everything they've ever known. Philosophers and theologians are already debating. Is this random? Is it fate? Is it a cosmic warning? And artists, filmmakers, and musicians are racing to capture the emotion of this moment. A mix of awe, fear, and helplessness. The cultural response is as overwhelming as the scientific one. The science behind the terror. 3I/Atlas isn't just dangerous, it's fascinating. It comes from another star system. Its chemistry may be unlike anything we've ever studied. Some scientists think it could carry rare ices, exotic carbon compounds, maybe even clues about how life forms in distant worlds. If this were a normal encounter, telescopes would be writing history books about it. Instead, we're fighting to survive it. Its structure is also a mystery. Is it a solid block of rock or metal? If so, deflecting it may be impossible. Or is it a rubble pile, a loose clump of boulders barely held together by gravity? If that's the case, hitting it with a nuke or an impactor could shatter it into dozens of pieces, each still large enough to wipe out cities or continents. Every possibility is a nightmare scenario. The countdown begins. Each night, 3I/Atlas grows brighter. Amateur astronomers can see it now, describing its eerie glow as both beautiful and terrifying. Its presence in the sky is no longer abstract. It's real, visible, and undeniable. And the clock is ticking. Scientists estimate impact could be years away or sooner. The uncertainty makes it worse. Some models show it missing Earth by a narrow margin. Others show it slamming straight into us. Until the data sharpens, humanity is stuck in limbo, waiting for clarity that may come too late. A test of humanity. This moment is forcing the world to reconsider everything. Nations that once competed in space must now cooperate. Political tensions, wars, rivalries, all pale compared to the possibility of extinction. For the first time in history, survival depends on collective action. If there's any chance of stopping this, it will require the resources, technology, and unity of the entire planet. And even if we fail, this may be the moment that defines humanity's spirit. Do we face it with fear, with denial, or with determination? Already, engineers are brainstorming radical ideas. Could we harness nuclear pulse propulsion to launch a massive deflector? Could lasers or solar sails nudge its path, even slightly? Could we build something never before attempted, because now we have no choice? The existential reflection. Beyond the science and politics, this crisis forces us to face a deeper truth. Humanity is fragile. We've built cities, technology, civilizations. We've sent probes beyond the solar system. But in the end, we're still at the mercy of the cosmos. Space isn't just wonder and exploration, it's also danger. For Earth, it has always been both cradle and target. And yet, amid the fear, there's hope. Humanity has survived plagues, wars, disasters. We've risen to challenges before. Maybe, just maybe, we can rise to this one too. If we succeed, it won't just be about survival. It will prove something extraordinary, that our species can face down the universe itself. The race against time. As 3I/Atlas barrels closer, the global clock has become humanity's most pressing adversary. Scientists no longer have the luxury of years for careful study. Every passing day counts. Observatories are working 24/7, capturing its movement, measuring its reflectivity, spin, and composition. Satellites and space telescopes that were designed for exploration are being repurposed for survival. Amateur astronomers, once hobbyists, are suddenly frontline observers, sending crucial data from backyard telescopes to international engineers and physicists are brainstorming solutions at breakneck speed. Traditional kinetic impactors, rockets, or spacecraft designed to collide and nudge the object off course, may not reach it in time. Nuclear options are debated, but the stakes are terrifying. Detonate too close, and you risk scattering it into multiple devastating fragments. Detonate too late, and the energy may be wasted. Every choice is a gamble with the survival of the planet. Even experimental technologies are being considered. Concepts that seem purely theoretical, solar sails, nuclear pulse propulsion, or high-powered lasers, are being dusted off and evaluated. Universities, private aerospace companies, and space agencies are collaborating like never before. Rival nations are sharing intelligence and resources, temporarily setting aside decades of competition. Humanity is learning, in real time, how to unite under a threat so immense that borders and politics suddenly feel trivial. Global reactions. Meanwhile, on Earth, the psychological weight of this event spreads like wildfire. Cities are buzzing with unease. People gather in parks and backyards, staring at the night sky, watching the faint glow of the approaching object. Schools and universities discuss planetary defense, not as a thought experiment, but as urgent preparation. Media outlets are saturated with updates, predictions, and debates. Social media explodes with speculation, warnings, and misinformation, forcing authorities to balance transparency with the need to avoid mass panic. Culturally, the world reacts in profound ways. Artists, musicians, and filmmakers begin interpreting the crisis through their crafts, capturing humanity's fear, hope, and ingenuity. Religious and philosophical communities debate the meaning of an interstellar object aimed at Earth, some seeing a cosmic test, others a sign, and still others a reminder of the fragility of life. The object has become more than a rock in space. It is a mirror reflecting humanity's collective fears, values, and creativity. Cosmic perspective. While humans scramble, the cosmos remains indifferent. Oceans continue to rise and fall, forests sway in the wind, and wildlife continues their daily patterns, oblivious to the threat looming above. This juxtaposition, a fragile humanity facing an indifferent universe, underscores the challenge. Our technology and intelligence are powerful, but finite. The universe has no moral compass. It does not care about civilizations, economies, or empires. It is a realm of immense forces, and humanity is suddenly forced to reckon with its vulnerability. 3I/Atlas is also a lesson in humility. For decades, Earth has prepared for threats from within the solar system. Planetary defense programs, asteroid tracking, and early warning systems were developed with relative predictability in mind. But interstellar visitors are a different challenge entirely. They appear without warning, travel at incredible speeds, and their behavior often defies expectation. Humanity has spent centuries looking outward for exploration and discovery, but this moment is a stark reminder. Space can also be a source of existential danger. The window for action, the timeline is brutal. Missions that would normally take a decade must now be compressed into months. Engineers are brainstorming unprecedented solutions, designing interceptors and deflection systems under extreme pressure. Every calculation is scrutinized, every plan simulated, but the margin for error is microscopic. Launch too late, and all efforts are wasted. Miscalculate, and the consequences are unthinkable. Despite the fear, there is also resilience. Human ingenuity shines brightest under pressure. Teams collaborate across borders and disciplines, combining decades of aerospace, physics, and defense knowledge. They are racing against a silent, relentless enemy, relying on science, technology, and creativity. The philosophical weight. Beyond the science, the event is forcing humanity to confront deeper questions. How do we live knowing that our survival may hinge on forces beyond our control? How do we educate the next generation when the future itself is uncertain? How do we find meaning in our daily lives under the shadow of a cosmic threat? Philosophers, teachers, and scientists alike are grappling with these questions. Some see a call to action, a chance to prove humanity's capacity for unity and innovation. Others are haunted by dread, acknowledging the limits of human control. Every individual is now part of a story larger than themselves, part of a global struggle against an unstoppable force. The stakes continue to grow. 3I/Atlas is no ordinary object. Its interstellar origin means it carries materials and structures never before observed. Its composition may include volatile ices, carbon-rich compounds, or other exotic substances. If these materials outgas unpredictably, they could further alter its trajectory, complicating impact predictions. Its structure, whether monolithic or a loosely held rubble pile, will determine whether deflection is even feasible. Each unknown amplifies the danger. At the same time, The global economy is already feeling the strain. Defense industries surge, while markets tied to long-term stability fluctuate wildly. Governments pour unprecedented resources into preparation, shifting priorities from typical political concerns to planetary survival. Every sector of human activity, from finance to education, is now touched by the approaching threat. Humanity's moment of truth. As 3I/Atlas grows brighter in the night sky, its presence is undeniable. It is no longer a distant curiosity. It is a challenge, a test, and perhaps a reckoning. Humanity stands united yet fragile, brilliant yet limited, facing a force indifferent to life and civilization. Each night, as the object drifts across the stars, it carries both the threat of destruction and the possibility of triumph. The coming months will define human history. Will humanity rise to meet this unprecedented challenge? Or will this cosmic visitor mark an ending instead of the beginning? The countdown continues. The world watches, waits, and prepares. Every observation, every calculation, every decision matters. Because 3I/Atlas is no longer just a rock in space. It is a harbinger of destiny, a mirror of our vulnerabilities, and a test of humanity itself.